Hey guys, Black Bart here, bringing you a quick video on the Tech Beta 2, showing you probably the most powerful build that I've been able to make yet, and just kind of showing some new people, new stuff. So we're going to go over a quick just overview of what's in the Tech Beta, and then we'll move into the build that I kind of screwed around with. The first thing I want to do once you get into town is literally just run down here to this bottom corner. You're going to see this little message. So you're going to go max zoom all the way out, go down to these little barrels, I guess, little pots. Read this little thing. This is the first hidden message. Second one you'll find, and you'll actually get a reward. So we'll kind of run over here now, down in this direction, and you can see this little dot on the map. If you run over there, there's actually a little secret hidden path, and then you get the second one. A lot of people don't really know about this from the first Tech Beta, but it then opens up this area over here. If you just run over here, you can see I'm off the map. You'll actually get stuck here, and there's a wall, but this will give you the belt of the Almighty Tester. And you can see I already have that on, but it's pretty damn good. There's not a whole lot that can compete with it in the game, especially if you do both spells and attacks like we do. So we're going to run through here and get back out to the main area. There are 3 vendors here. One is just a regular vendor here, pretty self-explanatory. It resets on about a 10 or 15 minute cooldown, I want to say. And check this every time you're in, because there are usually some pretty good upgrades on here for your character, obviously once you have some money. Potions as well. You can see here I'm level 10. I don't have any potions or anything. I haven't really needed them, but yeah, they're available there too. To the left over here is this character here. This is the Archivist. You can do 2 main things with this. Is one, you can on the second tab here buy skills that you don't have. This does not have access to all of the skills at one time, but these also reset every 15 minutes, so 10 to 15 minutes. And then here, so you can see here, I'll buy one of these just to demonstrate. If you sell your skill here, it sells it for gold, which doesn't do much good because it's only 70 gold. If you sell it here, it actually gives you a different currency that you can actually level up your skills with. So you can see here, this skill, in order to level up to the next level, costs too much. But if I take this skill here, Anvil's Woe, which is the slam for melee, I can upgrade this using this currency to the next level, all the way up to the next level, which is great. Cool. Now I'm at level 5. And what this generally will do is it'll increase damage, or it'll reduce cooldown depending on the type of skill, if it's a damage skill or not. Tells you how much experience you need, and then from there, see, now this skill has access to level 5 choices in what to do with it. I've already done this for the other skills and whatnot, but that's always helpful, so keep this in mind. Now, the higher level you gather these at, so if you're level 10 when you gather these, you'll get like 10,000 XP per. If you're getting these skills at level 1 or 2, you might as well just learn them, because they're only going to give you about 50 of this currency here. And I'm not 100% sure of what it's... Oh, affinity. So, yeah. Anyway, that is extremely helpful for getting skills leveled up. Especially once you hit level 10 and you want to just amp those skills up to tier 10. The next is the jeweler here, and you can take any of your items. You have to take them off of your character, stick them in here, and you can remove all the gems. It doesn't destroy any of them. It doesn't destroy the gear either. As well, you can buy gems here, but it's not usually worth it, because gold is harder to find than... I guess it's not harder to find, but it's hard to find 1,000. It just doesn't really balance out. You might as well just grind them out and get them yourself, unless you really just want to test something specific. So those are the main things that are in town. That's pretty much all we have access to here. The other small thing is, well, you have your instance join here, but this little place here will actually reset your dungeon. So when you get to 3 levels, it sends you back to town. It doesn't automatically reset. You actually have to go to this little lantern here, reset your dungeon. You can go back in and it'll start over. Still randomly generated, so it'll be a different place. The last 2 things I'm going to tell you about are just quick. As far as a caster goes, you can turn this off. This is your dash. It's not going to do anything even if you do. I would leave that on only if you're melee. You can hit this or hit T to teleport back to town. And then if you're in a group with another character and say you die or go back to town and they continue to clear, you can actually click on their name here and it'll teleport you directly to them, which is a cool quality of life thing. Okay guys, let's get into the build guide portion of this video here. Just going to go over some of the quick stuff so you guys can get in and mess around with this build as well. So we're going to start off with point allocation. All of it's going to go into agility. Agility is pretty much the only thing that's useful during the tech beta because you're such a low level. So anything based off percentage increases are really low, as opposed to just having crit and dodge. Just helps you overall the best. On top of the fact that this actually has range damage, so it does increase our damage a little bit. Toughness here could be another option as well. If you're having problems dying, you can get that flat health, which would be pretty good. It's about 200 health added on, so that's up to you. On here, obviously melee is not going to help, but crit damage doesn't help out much if you don't have crit multiplier, and you only get about 5% attack speed, so it's not really a good balance there, and wisdom just doesn't help as much as you might think. So from there we have our skills. The main skills that we're going to be using are Tear of Ethereal, and I personally go for increased area of effect versus willpower reduction because we bounce back and forth and I don't need the reduction, as well as the reduced creation delay. That just makes it so they fall faster. I don't really need the top end damage from that spell specifically, so increasing its damage and just making it harder to use is not as helpful for this build. Winter's Grasp is the other portion of it. This is kind of your oh shit. It's basically just to freeze everything around you, so I increase its area of effect as well as reduce its cooldown. I didn't find the increased damage very helpful because most everything dies to all the other stuff I'm using. Bulwark of Dawn is the other portion here. This is just your heal, as well increases your spread shots or Sting of Crarian. It increases its damage by about 30%, which is pretty crazy. Actually, I believe that's a flat 30% multiplier, so it is quite a lot of damage. And then I increase the duration. If you're playing with somebody else, you can use this cursor location heal, and it's really good for that because you can heal somebody in a pinch and not have to actually run over to them. But while you're solo, increased duration is better. From there, we have Stings of Curian, which is your spread shot. There's no real point reducing the rage cost, so increasing the damage is the way that I've gone. And out of these two, the more shotgun damage you'll get out of this, and then the more spread damage for killing more targets when clearing. This is just a barrage is just hands down better. So from there, the gearing is pretty simple. You can see I have some legendaries and stuff on. You don't need any of this stuff. The main stuff that you're going to be looking for are ferocity or agility based gear with attack speed main. Attack crit is terrific. Spell crit is terrific. Obviously thirst here is pretty good as far as increasing your the ice crash, ice fall tiers of ethereal. But it's not necessary. You can use anything with flat damage on it. pretty much you can see I have attack speed on everything because attack speed is super powerful. The belt that we got from the box is pretty good because we're going to bounce back and forth between attacks and spells. And then these rings are not the best, but they're easy to get, and they're pretty good, with flat damage being the most powerful thing in this build. From there, you can see I don't even have a really good pistol on, and you'll see what I'll be about to do here. And you're just going to stack as much damage for attacks in here as possible because you have plenty of damage on your spells. So that's pretty much it. Everything else is kind of not all that important at this moment. So we can move on from here and actually show you what this is going to be. The reason why we have these spells here and the Catalyst in general is to dump all of this Umbra right off the bat and switch it over to where we can use our Spread Shot, which does more damage. So we can just kind of cruise through these big groups here. And now that I have enough rage, so these are not a problem at all. Yeah, that's pretty much the gameplay right there. If there's a boss, you can use your heal to get more damage, freeze them in place, and then just shotgun them. And that's what the freeze is for. And that's pretty much the gameplay, so you're going to see a boss here. And then you just bounce back and forth between the spells and the attacks. So that's probably, it's my favorite, and it's definitely obviously the most powerful that I've run up against so far in the tech beta, and is powerful enough where I'm probably going to start off with this in the regular beta when it launches, hopefully very soon. But it's the best kind of bounce back and forth between Umbra and Rage that I've seen so far. There's a melee variant as well, but it's definitely not near as powerful, just because the skills that you have right now are not as powerful, but that may change in the regular beta with all the skills that they have added and the skill tree and whatnot. So we'll kind of take it from there. But yeah, so far this is definitely the best that I've run up against, and I hope you guys enjoy it. All right. But other than that, this is it's terrific. I think this beta feels terrific. Still some little hiccups in multiplayer that hopefully will be addressed before the beta comes out. Just with small things like T-posting and just overall pretty damn good. I'm really excited about this game coming out here soon. If you guys have any other questions or need any other information, let me know. I'm happy to answer it. And then you may have noticed up in this top corner over here that I have a fundraising kind of tab. We are currently doing a St. Baldricks collection for child's cancer research, and just kind of trying to raise a little bit of money going towards them. I have a link down in the description if you would like to donate. It would be tremendously helpful. And at the end of that, on the 18th of December, here in a couple of weeks, I will be shaving my head bald. Whether or not we reach the goal or not, so just for that kind of collection there, just to show my appreciation and help for that organization, which is a really good organization. That's about it. Oh, another kind of strange thing: if we make it to $500, which will be a very big stretch there, I will shave my beard as well. So keep an eye out for that, and definitely drop by. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for coming out, guys. We'll catch you later.